Alright, let's try this in morning class, afternoon. My name is Josh Riley, and my speech is going to be about my student survival guide, how to survive college, or at least, financially speaking. Raise of hands, how many of you have paid full price for a book at the bookstore?
I have.
No.
Nobody else?
No.
You paid full
We're
price?
smart.
Well,
We're smart.
I remember the first time I went to the bookstore, like first year in college, I was like, you could buy books and you could sell them back for cash price? That's the most awesomest thing I've ever heard of. Yeah, I wasn't that, yeah.
Sure you were.
Oh, what was I saying? I was surprised. I came back at the end of the semester, I spent about $150 on a book. I was like, I'm gonna get $150 back. It was like a bank account. Joke's on me, I only got $50 back. Like $50, that's a third of what I paid for, right? You can just imagine how mad I was when I looked at the renting section and everything else was like 25 instead of 150. And so after my first year of college, I managed to get, some kind of financially responsible. At least enough to, make the best out of my hard-earned dollar. Okay, today I'm going to show you, or today my speech is going to be about Well, today my speech is going to be about covering affordable books, buying food, like cheap food, to last you, and maybe having enough money to go on a cheap date, not a cheap date, an affordable date, so you look good, and your significant other will be like, wow, you're amazing. So, alright. Like I was saying, nobody teaches you how to be financially economical in life, or financially responsible in school, or in life in general. So, lucky for you, I'm here. I'm going to turn college from a physics and calculus class into an elementary math class. So here's some dynamite, because I'm about to blow your minds. Alright, so buying books. Like I said, buying books is really expensive. Not to mention that could be food money for a month. $150? That's gas and food, so So instead of buying books, you can always go ahead and rent a book. Half price, it's really cheap. Best 3 places you can rent a book, probably be the bookstore, but then again, it's still going to be really expensive compared to, renting it anywhere else. You can go off campus. I know for a fact Lenox down the street, everything's at least $10, $15 off from the bookstore. But the only downside to that is most of the books are tattered or worn and torn. Everything's covered in highlighters. Some stuff you might not be able to use. The final one would be going on Cheggs.com or online, where books are significantly cheaper, maybe 50, 60% off. I go there, I found $150, the same $150 book for $42.50. That's with everything on it. With tax, shipping, handling. The only downside is you have to wait 2 weeks for it to come in, so if your class is already going through the subject, you might be missing out. Alright. Oh, the final one, if you can't afford a book, or you're really too cheap, or just whatever, you can just ask a teacher. I mean, they're bound to have some books just lying around. But the bad thing is, it's first come, first serve. So if you don't get there in time, or if you're too lazy to go not even get a book, I don't know what you're doing in college. All right, so I'm gonna talk about eating. Now that we've got your book problem squared away, we can talk about eating. You're like, oh man, I'm sorry, but I only have $15 left, and I can't afford anything else. That's why we have the dollar menu, guys. It's amazing. It's built for, my friend Rico said, it's God's gift to earth. It's built for college students who are on a budget. So, if you guys want McDonald's, if you're craving a burger, a taco, or maybe some ice cream, dollar menu's your best friend. Maybe you're too cheap or you don't really want to buy food, so you can just, I know for a fact places like on campus, like the SGA, they have events like this, Firepalooza. They hand out food, it's for the students, it's free food for everybody, just come in, show up, show your ID. Other places like Subway, our school-owned Subway, have school-sponsored promotions for their food. I got a box of a 6-inch and some Lay's chips and a drink, just hand it out to students. Another thing you do, I know this will sound really kind of cliche, is just bring food from home. I mean, it's cheaper, and in the long run you won't be getting fat, all the grease in your system. Our last subject is talking about affordable dates. And as far as dates go, I know this sounds really cliche, but one of the most affordable dates I've ever been on is a dinner and a movie. And I know what you guys are thinking. Dinner and a movie? Man, that's so cliche. Not to mention expensive. $20 for movie tickets, $35 for food. My egg roll better get some sweet and sour sauce on it, as you're telling yourself in front of the angry Chinese guy just looking at you. Anyway, well,
Short story.
instead of just a dinner movie, spice it up. Cook. There's not a lot of, I just realized there's not any Jews here. So this is kind of sounds sexist or biased on my part. So for the sake of speech, see it from a guy's perspective.
Tell your brother about it.
Well, you guys can just, have a dinner at your house, like cook the dinner. I suggest something with like spaghetti. It's like the expensive version of ramen. Just throw some water on it, let it cook for a little bit, throw some ketchup, not ketchup, tomato sauce, and bam. Wow, you know how to cook? Yeah, it's, whatever, just spaghetti. And, the movie, as far as that goes, go on like Netflix, watch a movie, maybe go to rent a movie from Redbox. I know for a fact, girls dig Nicholas Sparks. Amazing. All his movies are kind of the same to me.
Tatum Channing, woo!
Right? Magic Mike. Anyway, well, let's say movies. Man, you threw me off, Jen.
No, it
I was
happens.
on a roll.
You gotta be ready for those hecklers.
You're right. Alright, like I said, I suggest Nicholas Sparks movies or anything like rom comedy kind of thing. Because, girls like to dig a guy who can cook and have feelings and emotions. Looking at
Oh.
you, Claude.
Okay, start to Netflix.
And if you guys are feeling adventurous and you have some gas to spare, just go explore downtown, just... I know for a fact, if you want to look all artsy and very intellectual, just take it to a coffee place. Be like, yeah, I come here all the time and, I think about philosophy in my words. It sounds very pretentious, but when you sound all deep, you're like, oh my god, you're amazing.
And the second date, what happens?
Yeah, and then... and if you guys want to do something maybe romantic and cheap, like I said, make your own food from home. Go on a picnic, like take a picnic pass and go on a picnic date to like the Blue Wahoo Stadium down by Halifax, yeah. See?
I've been there.
Give you some date
I've
ideas.
been there.
Yeah.
Actually,
Go sit there, have a little speeding tickets down there.
Look back.
Slow and steady does it.
Living life.
Oh yeah, picnic at the Blue Wahoos. It's romantic. Look at the water. Bring a guitar. I don't know if you know how to play guitar. I bring a guitar. I don't even play guitar. It makes me look cool. Same thing where I have a surfboard. I don't surf. It's just there to wingman me. Anyway, that's my speech, guys. And now that I've shown you kind of where to buy affordable books and where you can eat and maybe have some money for an affordable date, you guys should be financially, safe, at least college-wise.
Because dates revolve college revolves around dates and.
Well, I mean, you only have 3 things in college. You can only have you either sleep, study, or have a social life. You can only have 2 of those.
Right. You're right.
Well, that works. That's it.